I'm going to go ahead and click in this cell and then right click. Let's say copy. And I'm going to just click in the next cell and just holding the left mouse key, going to drag down to the bottom of our file here. And then I'm going to right click again, say paste. And all that's done is created a job number for every point. And so now, even if we took a point out of this file, we'll know what project it came with.
Right.
Maybe the control or something like that. So we have this, and we're going to go ahead and save this. We're going to do a save as, because we want to save this as an Excel workbook. And we're going to go ahead and save it as a 97 to 2003 workbook, because I know ArcMap works well with that. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it as that 0909001 Excel file, and we'll be able to bring this file into ArcView in a little bit. I went ahead and saved it. I'm going to go ahead and close it. Let me minimize this. And so now we're going to, basically, we can use the Add Data tool again. And I'm going to navigate to where that Excel file is. And I hit my little scroll wheel there accidentally. It's in survey projects 0909001 field, and there it is. It's an Excel file now. I'm going to double click that and pick that 0909001, and it puts a $sign in that. That just means it's a workbook in there.
Okay.
And it added it down here. And I'm going to go ahead and right click on there and say open. So now you can see same thing we saw in the text file, but now it's added to the map as a table. The project number with a project number, point number, X, Y, Z, description, and project number.
Gotcha.
So it didn't map it though. It does. It's weighted. Right now it's just sitting here as a table. We could use it in a map or as a graphic in a map. But we want to map these points. We want to see where these are. So I'm going to go to the Tools pull-down menu here and go down to Add XY Data. And right off the bat, it actually saw the table here. It sees a field called X and a field called Y, and those are them. That's the right table. It doesn't see any other tables in here. At this point, we could add the table,
right,
and do it at this point. But we went ahead and added it to the map itself. It doesn't know a coordinate system, but I know what the coordinate system is, Robert. It's I'm going to click Edit, click Select here. This is what's called your spatial reference properties, very similar to the one we used to set the coordinate system to the data frame.
Okay.
Click Select here. Double click in Projected. I'm going to double click State Plane, and then double click the net 83 feet. Kind of expand this a little bit here, and I want to go down to Texas South Zone 4205. And click OK. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK on this Add XY. And it said the table does not have an object ID field. And what that's telling me is it's not an ArcMap project. It's not it doesn't recognize this as being a ArcView project or an ArcMap project. I'm going to click OK.
All right.
And an object ID is just an identifier, a unique identifier that will associate with each point. I'll go to this Display tab, and you see we've got a new layer here called 0909001 events. I'm going to open that attribute table. Now all I'm doing right here is I'm right-clicking, going to attribute table. There's that. It looks exactly like that table we just brought in, but now there's a point associated with that. I'm going to right-click on this again and say Zoom to Layer. Now you got a little cluster of points down here and another point up here. That's not an error. That's actually some control that our guys went out and shot before they went out to this project here. I'm going to go ahead and use the zoom tool again and make a little window here. And the little earth is spinning, and here we are. I'm going to go ahead and maybe get a little tighter here. there you are. There's points there, and the fact that it says events, Robert, it's not a permanent file. We can save this project right here.
Uh-huh.
We'll go ahead and save here. I'm going to save it in our survey projects folder. I hadn't saved this yet. Probably should have did this earlier, but we want to go ahead and save now. And I'm going to go ahead and save this as I'm going to save this with the same name as our data frame, which is South Zone 4205 83, and click save. And we've saved it now. So we got a permanent project now. We got to make sure and do that. It doesn't auto save. You want to save, especially if you're doing a lot of work, save on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
But this file, this event file, even though I've got some points on the screen, I can save this project and make a map. But I want to make this a permanent file, Robert. We want to make this permanent as a shapefile here.
Okay.
So I'm going to right click on here, and let's see if I can get this in on the screen. I want to make sure you can see this part right here. I'm right clicking on that events layer.
All right.
And I want to say export data. And it's going to say all features there. Use a coordinate system as the data source layer. That's what we want to do. And we want to pick a place to save this. So I'm going to click this down arrow. Just click my F. And the F drive is in my server, Robert. It's our server. I'm going to go to Survey Projects. And I'm going to go ahead and save this shape file in this 0909001 folder and in my ARC folder. You can call it shapefile. I have one in there. I'm going to go ahead and override it. I know this one is more current. And the object name already exists. You wish to replace it. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Click OK. And it's going to ask me if I want to override it again. And then it's going to ask me if I want to add it now. And I say yes. And now you can see a point with a different color show up here. And it doesn't say event anymore. And they're going to be right on top of the actual temporary file, which I'm going to go ahead and remove.